To be honest, making money in Fortnite is a lot easier than most people think. And today I'm going to break down 4 different ways that you can make money in the Fortnite space. Now, some will be obvious, but the last one is going to be the most important and one that is overlooked more often than not. So let's go ahead and get started with pro player and coaching. Obviously, this is the most common one, and for most of you, this is the category that you find yourself in as of right now. As a pro player, you're typically fighting for the prize pools and hoping that that's enough for you, or you're doing the right thing and you're going out there and creating content and supporting you as a brand, building a brand to make you that multi-million-dollar entity like a Clicks. Now, of course, on the flip side of this is also the coaches and the support team that revolves around the players. A good example of this, of course, you have BloodX on the coaching side, you have 50 on the management side, and these two guys are out there grinding for their players, supporting them, and also making an okay living while doing it. Now, you may be wondering, how much does the average pro player make, how much does the average coach make, and how much does the average support system around these players, whether it be in orgs and so on? Well, typically in the management side of orgs or management side of players, you're really not seeing a ton of money unless you're at a tier 1 org. Probably making between $200-300 a month to the low $3,000 to $4,000, maybe $4,000 a month. Now, obviously on the high end, that's not bad, but on the low end, obviously it leaves a lot to be desired. Now, on the coaching side of things, an established coach is easily making thousands a month. Now, I don't want to disclose specific numbers for specific coaches, but there is a lot of money to be seized in a space like this if you know what you're doing, if you know how to coach the game right, and of course, if you know how to connect with the right pro players. And that leaves, of course, lastly, pro players. How much are they making on average? Well, the average pro player that is relying solely on a prize pool is not making much. They're making probably $1,000 a month, maybe. And that is because they are solely relying on prize pools. Now, for the players that are also creating content and doing more, branching out, they're making considerably more. There are some content creators that are in the hundreds of thousands a month. And to be honest, anybody in the Fortnite scene can build a big enough brand and branch out in a way that nets them so much money. It's all about creating the right content and, of course, establishing yourself as the right pro player. But again, just being on a leaderboard won't be enough. Now, of course, we've covered a lot of this. We talked about it in the prize pool video as well. Now, next up, let's talk about being a content creator and the money that's available there in that space. While we did talk about being a content creator as a pro, it's a bit different if you're just strictly a content creator. As a pro, you can rely a little bit more on your skill and educational knowledge to create content and create value to an audience. Now, as a typical content creator, unfortunately, most of us don't have a ton of skill. So now we're gonna be reliant on the entertainment factor, which is gonna be a huge piece of the puzzle for us creating top tier content. A good example of this is Swearin. This dude is a top tier creator in the Fortnite space. When I wake up in the morning and I flip on TikTok and I'm looking for any kind of content on a new update or whatever the case may be, typically his videos hit my algorithm first. And his videos are sweet, to the point, and they know how to deliver the right content. Now, obviously, short form content isn't the only content in the Fortnite space, but it is gonna be a very, very important one to leverage an audience and create an audience that ultimately goes into your long form content. A lot of people put in this low effort, this highlight montage-y type of content, and in reality, that's not the content you want to be making. Now, obviously, you want to make content that is true to you, true to your personality, and true to who you are, but you want to make sure that you're more or less pacing your content in a way that makes it enjoyable to watch. So it's important to make sure that you are putting in the right cuts, making sure that you are not drawing out too much. Every intro to your video doesn't necessarily need to be, oh, hi, this is me, for 5 minutes. Make sure you're getting right into the content within 20 seconds of your video. Make sure it's punchy, catchy, and make sure ultimately it is you. People care about connecting with the individual in front of the camera. It's just a matter of you turning on the camera, letting your personality show, and doing it in a way that keeps the audience engaged. Now, of course, content creating in the Fortnite space can net you quite a bit of money. Now, it just depends on where you land here in the space, because of course, competitive content might not hit the same way as the casual content does. If you look at Cypher PK, for example, the man built a multi-million-dollar studio off the back of his Fortnite content. This just shows you how much is in the space if you're willing to take it. Now, this next one is my personal favorite, and I'm a little biased here because it is what I do on a regular basis. It is casting, commentary, hosting, or better known as being a talent member for for a show. Now what's cool about this is you get to hop in front of the camera, have fun, enjoy some time with some really cool people, because the Fortnite talent honestly is the best talent in the world, and you get to make some pretty incredible money while doing it. Now I'm not going to give exact figures because I'm not about to get in trouble, but there is definitely a lot of money in the talent space. While we are in a rocky time for esports and shows are a little bit fewer and far between, it's still a great industry to get into, and this is one that, of course, like I said, I personally enjoy the most. And if you guys ever have any questions about it or are interested in breaking into the space, DM me. I'm an open book, and I'm willing to help people that want to come into it. Now, being a talent member allows you to travel the world and do these shows and be a part of something that is really special, not only for you as an individual, but for a whole community of people within Fortnite. Now, last up, we got to talk about one that more often than not isn't really talked about and is overshadowed. That is working in production. Now in production, you can do a ton of different things, whether it's camera operators, observers, and so much more. There are a lot of people that go into supporting a show. And as esports and Fortnite continue to grow, I can only imagine there being more opportunities for people to climb into the production ranks. Now, obviously, when you start in production, you're not necessarily guaranteed to make a ton of money, especially in the very, very beginning, because there is a bit of a growing process. But once you get to the higher echelons of production, there's a lot of opportunity for you all out there to make a decent living doing something that, honestly, most people would love to do in this world. Based on some of the numbers that I've seen, you can start out in like the 100 to 200 per month, but easily make your way into the 5K plus, depending on the shows that you're doing. Now, these are just 4 of the ways that you can make money in the Fortnite space. And while realistically, it's not the only ways to make money in the Fortnite space, it is probably the most consistent opportunities out there. Now, if you're in a position where you can do one of these things, or you are doing one of these things now, you should definitely be grateful. There are millions and millions of people out there working these hourly jobs, whether it's in grocery stores, gas stations, or other places, and they're making minimum wage doing something they despise doing. But for us, we get to work in an industry where we're playing video games, talking about video games, or producing things about video games in a way that is fun and exciting. It's not always easy, but it is definitely more enjoyable than any real job I've ever had. So go out there, become a pro player, be a coach, create content, become a talent member, or work in a production. I don't care what you choose, but take these opportunities while they are here. The more you wait, the less these opportunities will be available for you, because as esports grows, more opportunities may come across the table, but they will definitely be harder to get to. Well, I hope you enjoyed this sweet little video here about making money in the Fortnite scene. Again, you already know, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel Life with Panda, and of course, follow me on X/Twitter at LifeWPanda. More content every week, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.